All right, welcome to the Fantasy Football MBAs. That stands for matchups, breakdowns, and analysis. We are helping you graduate the fantasy football champion.
I'm
It's,
doing ventriloquism over here.
uh, it's your boy Steve here, and I am joined by
As always, T Campbell online.
Eric
right.
J. Going on.
Okay. What's going on is that we are down to the last game of the fantasy
Uh,
football regular season. And
yeah,
we got some brothers
yeah.
in here who are, it is a must win, must win. Me and
And
TK, we got a must win going on, both of us. And then EJ,
woo,
you got a must win and you need help. So,
Yeah.
EJ, hold on. Before we get started, what happened, man?
So last week, I went up against the super team, I
Yeah.
guess. Like
me too.
that ruined me right there. I mean, my team had a good game. Like
Yeah, your team
I
did good.
just I don't know. But so in one of my leagues, I'm literally holding on to the last playoff spot. I have to win this week. I got two people breathing down my neck. And then in the league that me and you're in, I need help and I gotta win. So it's
Gonna be
crunch
tough,
time.
man. It's gonna be tough. Yeah,
Man, I mean, like this is the look back week a little bit when you think about it. Like, I didn't think the season would even last this long. I thought it would
true.
would be shut down. But it's starting to kind of come home to roost a little bit for a
Yeah,
couple of teams. Like,
yeah,
it's pretty thin.
definitely. So I'm getting scared because I lost Will Fuller. I'm in a league where I'm undefeated still, and I lost my number one wide receiver, Will Fuller. So,
Man, Will Fuller, man, you threw mud in our face, man.
I
We was
know.
down for you, dog. We was giving you roses.
Yeah, that's how he
Freaking
did
Will
it.
Fuller.
Performance enhancing drugs. That
It
is
all
why.
makes sense now.
Yeah, it all makes
Y'all
sense.
got some more of them PED.
But
Yeah.
anyway, well, we'll get into this is week number 13.
Yes, sir.
I'll go ahead and get things started, and we're gonna start things with the Falcons and the Saints, of course, right? Who just played what 2 weeks ago?
Like 3 days
Um,
ago.
yeah, I know, right? Exactly. This game, I think it'll be a little different. I think the Falcons, they were kind of the guinea pigs with the whole Taysom Hill experiment. They didn't know what to expect. Um,
Do
yeah,
we still know what to expect
we
from
still don't
Taysom?
know what to expect. I think there's just a little more. They got a little more film. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true, true.
We don't have the film, but they got it. So
Don't speak for yourself, my brother. I got film on
okay,
Taysom Hill.
okay. But so they may know some tendencies and things like that
Right.
they may be able to make some adjustments. So as we've said before, the Falcons actually have a really good run defense against fantasy football, against the running backs of fantasy. So
Right.
and it looks like Alvin Kamara is definitely, there's something wrong with him.
Yeah.
They said he was nicked up, and it has shown in the last couple of games. Um, I don't like him in this game for those reasons, and then for the other reason is that with the presence of Taysom Hill, that either eliminates or greatly reduces the check down pass.
Right.
His check down pass is running. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So, so
Indeed. Indeed.
so yeah, that hurts. And honestly, it feels like everybody not named Michael Thomas is
Right.
really hurt here. I wouldn't start anybody. Jared Cook, he hasn't been a viable option for quite some time now, and that definitely does not change this week.
Yeah.
On the Falcons side, man, you you got to start Calvin Ridley. Um, you can do worse than Hayden Hurst. You know, man, I'm not feeling Matt Ryan in this game. Um, One thing about the Saints, when Drew Brees is out, their defense steps it up all the way. I think they'll continue to play at the level they've been playing for the last couple of weeks. Julio Jones is hurt.
Mhm.
We all know how the Falcons look when Julio Jones is hurt. They don't look good at all.
Well, I mean, to say that Ridley's not even 100%.
Ridley, yeah, Ridley is hurt. Honestly, I'm honestly scared to start Ridley too. And I have him in a league where I have to win to get into the playoffs. And I'm scared,
Yeah,
because he's hurt. And then he'll have Marshawn Lattimore on him in
that's
addition
right.
to being hurt. So that's a tough one. I want to get more information, but at this moment, you feel like you got to start them. But the Falcons have a tendency to play guys hurts
Right.
and don't really do much with them. So that is a scary situation there.
Mm-hmm.
From the running back situation, we warned you guys about Todd Gurley. Here it is. This
Yep.
is the moment we waited for. The knees, they're not holding up. That's a scary thought. The Saints have actually been really good against the run as well. So I don't like the running game for the Falcons either. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to start the studs in this game, but I really don't like anybody else. I think Latavius Murray is worth a start
You were
too.
right about him last week. You guys were right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he will. He has a good shot of getting in the end zone at least.
Yeah, for sure.
What you
Yeah.
guys got on this one?
Yeah, this is definitely, back in the day, Eric, let me explain something to you. Back in the day, we had these vinyl listening devices. We call them records. This is the B side. This is the B team of the Atlanta Falcons this week. Because if Ridley's out, obviously Julio's out. Even Zacchaeus,
Yep.
Zacchaeus got banged up last week. So
Yep.
we're talking about possibly Russell Gage as the one, and another guy
I
as,
know.
as the two. Man, this is going to be a very ugly, ugly offensive game to watch. The defense is going to come out just like they did last week early on. But they will be they're going to be on the field for so long because of sustained drives is going to get out of control by the second half. Man, this is a bad game. Like you said, I don't like running in this game. Running game, wide receivers are all banged up. Yeah, this is not going to be a pretty game. I don't care how much film they got on Taysom Hill. They just don't have enough weapons to hang with the Saints this week.
Right. Yeah. Ultimately, that I give. That's what I would say too. So, yeah, I would definitely start the Saints defense in this game for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. EJ, you got anything on
I'm
this?
playing Latavius Murray as my flex this week. I got him. I'm going all in. I mean, I'll talk about running backs who ruined my Thanksgiving later. I could have started him as a flex. It still wouldn't have made a difference last week, but I like him in this game.
I hear you. Yeah. All right, next we got the Lions and the Bears. Oh my. There we go. I knew somebody was gonna catch that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my, what a terrible game for fantasy football.
Yeah.
Chicago, they play ugly. I think Trubisky, is he gonna start? Nagy says, why not? So sounds
Why
like
not, man?
why
I
not?
said it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I think he could actually be a viable fantasy start here. I would start him over Matt Ryan this week, actually. Detroit, as bad as Trubisky is, Detroit's defense is usually worse. The only thing I'm afraid of is this is the first game post Matt Patricia. So there might be something new. Players
Right.
might, rally. Apparently they hated him. So there's a possibility they do show up here.
Man, that didn't last long, did it?
The Matt Patricia era? Nah, not at all. But if you
Not
ask
last
people
long.
from Detroit, it was too long. You know what I mean? So
what were the real expectations in Detroit, man? Like, seriously? You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like in college football. Like, it's like, come on, man, it's Detroit. You're not
you
expected
got a
to
Michigan
compete.
man right here.
Man, you're not expected to compete.
Touch that one.
Come on, man. You're not expected to compete. Nah.
Oh, no, they're awful. He was awful. I just I look at. I think he was a joke. It reminded me of Jim Schwartz when he was there. A lot of hype, very little results.
He
They
might
should
be
have fired
worse.
their last coach.
He might be.
The Lions are 9-17, man. That's the best they could. That's a good year for them. Don't bring your hopes up. We're gonna bring the auto industry back. That's what we're gonna do in Detroit. Let's focus on that. Let's
Let's
get
focus
Flint.
on that. Yeah.
Let's get Flint's water clean. Let's focus on some real concrete issues here, some
That
substantive
we can
things.
solve.
Right, because that ain't getting solved since Megatron left. There went the hopes for them being a contender.
Yeah, no, I feel you. But in this game, I do like a couple of offensive weapons in Chicago. Like I said, I would roll with Trubisky. I would also roll with Allen Robinson, of course. Um, I wouldn't be afraid to roll out David Montgomery too. He's a very mediocre back, but he can still get you.
He's
You know,
gutsy.
yeah, he can still get you 10 points. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I like him in this game. On the Detroit side, DeAndre Swift will be making his return. You got to play him. He can make anything happen from anywhere on the field, whether it's in the run game or the passing game. So I do like him in this game here. I really don't like much else. Chicago's defense is tough. I think Stafford will have a tough game. We still don't know if Galladay is, what his status is.
That hip, boy.
Yeah, it's not looking good for him. So I'm a fade. I would probably go with T.J. Hawkinson, but other than that, I'm fading the rest of that Detroit offense. So that's pretty much what I got in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing else.
No comment. No comments. All right, I feel y'all. Next up, we got Tennessee against the Cleveland Browns. So we got the battle of, the winter running backs.
Yeah.
Nick Chubb and Derrick Henry, just two tough running backs that they just seem to get better and better as the game goes on. As EJ, what's good, man? What's going on, bro?
He about to pull it out. He about to pull it out.
What you doing over there, bro?
He about to pull it out. Don't do it. He just like, we about to get this thing go viral, baby. We about to go viral. I'm about to put it.
He's going crazy.
Yeah, make sure to check out our OnlyFans page.
When EJ take it off. You get bucket naked. All the chicks need to check in.
Oh, man. Look at my bio.
Oh, man, I forgot what I was talking about. Cleveland Browns and the Titans.
The winter backs.
I know, yeah. So obviously, I like both of these guys here. Kareem Hunt, I'm still trying to get a temperature on him because he's a little hurt right now. He didn't really get too many looks in this last game. I could kind of see that happen again. Tennessee is they give up a lot of points to the running back, so I could see this being just another Nick Chubb game. You know what I mean? There could be some abilities to kind of do off the play action and get some opportunities to Landry. I'm iffy on him. I think he could do worse. But why not trot him out this week? On the Tennessee side, my man Jonnu Smith, it's time. Welcome to Dumpsville. It's over. He started off. He had a spark when he started. Now he's just garbage.
Yeah, man.
Seven straight weeks he has had 1 point. He's averaged 1.7 receptions.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep.
So it's over. So that being said, I still want to roll with. I would still roll with both wide receivers in Tennessee as well with AJ Brown and
Corey Davis.
Corey Davis. We always forget his name, Corey Davis.
That was my guy, man. I was so up on him and so mad at myself for missing him in the it was one of those sleep in mornings on the waiver wire. Slept in, somebody got him. I'm like,
Yep.
That's what I do when I say, do that. Curses.
Right. I wouldn't be afraid to start Tannehill as well. I would start another quarterback who I would start over Matt Ryan.
Mhm.
The Cleveland Browns, their pass defenses look great over the last few weeks, but that's because every single game has been raining and has just had
Right.
the worst weather ever. I
Mhm.
think if there's some better weather conditions, the defense is not as good as it appears. So
If you like running, this is going to be a good
oh yeah,
game to see some running back play.
for sure. All right. Anything else on this game?
Mm-mm.
All right. Next up, we got the Dolphins and the Bengals. It looks like Ryan Fitzpatrick might go again, and that would mean a revenge game. If Ryan Fitzpatrick's playing, it is a revenge game.
He need to play.
Yeah, he does
need
need to play.
They shouldn't have set him to begin with, man.
Yeah, I
They
agree.
really shouldn't have.
I
They
agree.
would probably be playing for more if they hadn't.
Right, and they still are, But now it's kind of like now they like EJ right now. You know what I mean? Like they gotta win. they gotta win out.
Gotta win. You gotta win out. You
Yeah.
gotta run the table.
Yeah, exactly. But if Fitzpatrick does get the start, it's Cincinnati. I think it's pretty much a wrap for that team. In general, they're probably not even really trying at this point. So, Fitzpatrick definitely want to start Devontae Parker. That's his dude right there, and
Yeah.
he's gonna draw at least 7-8 targets
Mhm.
from Fitzpatrick if he plays. I would roll with Gesicki too. The Bengals are one of the worst teams against the tight end, so that's a definite for me as well. On the running back side, I'm still is Gaskin a go in this game?
I picked him up just
Yeah,
in case, but
yeah.
I don't know.
If he's a go in this game, I got him. I got whoever's really starting at running back because, like I said, against Cincinnati, I think I like everybody.
Yeah.
And I really don't like anybody in Cincinnati at this moment. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna roll with any of them.
Yeah, like you said, they're playing for draft position to help bolster the bolster their defense or get another wide receiver to replace AJ Green,
That's
but
they gotta beef up that offensive line and help that quarterback. I know that.
Yeah, because he RoboCop right now. He just got out of surgery. We can rebuild him. Yeah, EJ. So it was this movie back. Never mind.
I know it's called.
He's like RoboCop. What? I don't get it.
Oh man. Next up, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars against the Minnesota Vikings. To me, for the most part, I think the only person in question in this game is DJ Shark. For the most part, you want to start Cook, James Robinson, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. You start those guys. You throw Kyle Rudolph back on the bench. Adam Thielen is coming back, so he will not be getting the same looks that he did last week. But DJ Shark, if he plays, I would start him. I think Mike Glennon is a serviceable quarterback. He's not great. T. Campbell disagrees.
I'm done.
If DJ Shark plays,
I'm done.
Willing to start him.
I have waited all season for it, and it hasn't happened. This week, I have been active on the waiver wire. He's out of there. Let it fall the right way.
I feel
pick him up. You can pick him up. He's gonna be available in our league because he off the team because this is it for me. I literally I'm pushing all the chips on the table at this point because my season is over after this.
You make a very good point, T. Campbell. If I'm sorry because I have a 12-0 team in one of my leagues, so I'm not thinking about like that. You make a good point. You should if
I'm
you are
not thinking
looking.
about you lowly Yosemites. I'm not thinking about you.
No, but that's a very good point though. Like if you're fighting for a playoff spot, I do not want to be starting DJ. I don't want to be depending on DJ Shark for my playoff life at this
Yeah,
point.
man.
So you
Nah.
make a very good point there.
Nope.
Yeah, man.
They need a quarterback.
Well, they're gonna get. Well, they might not. I don't know.
They may not.
Yeah, the Jets. Yeah, the Jets are gonna get a quarterback.
Yeah. You know what? I don't think they are.
Need a lot of things.
I think Lawrence is gonna pull a Manning.
I hope he does.
I hope he does too.
I don't want that.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to go from losing one game in 4 years or whatever it is crazy to the Jets.
To
The
Jets.
O and whatevers. The O and whatevers.
Yeah, I would definitely pull that move. So,
Yeah.
All right. Well, moving on to the next game. EJ, what you got?
All right. So we got Vegas and the Jets. And let me tell you, that Raider game last week, that was one of the hardest games I've watched in a long time. Like 2 weeks in a row, we lose a heartbreaker, and then we have, I don't even know what that was last week. It was
T. Campbell, he knew what it was.
called
I
it.
think they're right.
I ain't one to brag, man.
It was the perfect storm.
Yeah.
But given those 2 games and the fact that this is now a must-win for the Raiders, I'm expecting like a huge game. And they're also playing the Jets. So, I mean, if they can't do it this week, we don't deserve to go to the playoffs. So I'm thinking huge game for Derek Carr. Also, Darren Waller. Last week, when the Jets played Miami, the Jets gave up 2 touchdowns to 2 Dolphins tight ends. So I think Waller is definitely going to get one of those this week. The biggest thing to me for the Raiders this week is who's going to be the running back and how much is Jacobs going to play, because he was getting his ass kicked last week.
Yeah, he did.
And he was hobbled. He did not look the same, even though he was standing. I think you got to pick up Devontae Booker. We talked about him. I think now is going to be his time. I have to play him in one of my leagues this week just because it's brutal. Like, I would say pick him up. And I actually like Aguilar in this game too. And I think maybe you could throw in Hunter Renfrow as well. As for the Jets, they're going to be losing. And as long as Brashad Perriman is healthy, I would play him. His shoulder is messed up, but in the last 3 weeks, he's either scored a touchdown or he's gone over 75 yards. And Denzel Mims has gotten at least 7 targets in the last 3 games. So I think you could play those 2 if you're in, need of a flex and you don't really have anybody else. And they're going to have to throw the ball because they can't really do anything else. So that's my feelings on that one so far. Go for it.
I disagree. As the elder statesman of the fantasy football MBAs, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this will be the old man winter. Frank Gore is going to have a really strong double-digit fantasy game.
What accent was that?
It was a mixture of I don't know, and I've already started it. So you just have to just keep going. Yeah, Frank Gore. I'm going Frank Gore. I'm not talking like 100 yards. I'm talking about old man good game, like 60, 70 yards. I don't even know he's going to get a touchdown, but 70 yards. At this point in his geriatric age, 70 yards in the NFL game is huge. Like it's worth like a retirement tour. Like, yeah, I think he has a good game this week. That's it though. Nothing else in New
I ain't
York.
started him though,
Yeah. Even if I had him,
It's good
Even
for
if I
him.
had him, because of the way my season is set up, even if I had him, I can't afford to, roll the old man dice. I
Man, can
just
you
cannot.
imagine that? Can you imagine like relying on Frank Gore for your fantasy life, for
For
your
your
playoff
fantasy.
life?
But you know why you playing though? Like I'm at that point, bro. I'm not gonna even lie. Like my season, yeah. Hey, yo, like a couple of more COVIDs and a couple of more nicks and injuries, I would be
Yeah, you
like,
might be.
all right, here we go. It's really no good way to shake dice on camera, by the way.
I know. Yeah, I was about to say. All right.
Here we go. Like now, I done started the OnlyFans in the worst way. Here we go. It's no good way. It's no
Nah, we
good
got
way.
nothing on this. No more. Nothing else on this game.
Next game, so we got the Colts and the Texans. And man, what happened to the Colts defense last week? Because I know a lot of people have been using them. But I think this is their game where if you use them on defense, they will bounce back this week. Even though Houston, they got the win last week, you got to look at who they were playing. So I think this is definitely a game where Indy's defense, kind of like the Raiders' offense, is going to bounce back this week. And as far as their offense goes, the only person I would play on Indy, I would still roll with Michael Pittman. He did not play well last week, but he still got 9 targets. Like Phillip Rivers clearly targets him. They just were really out of sorts last week. And I think, the way they played just, kind of threw them off. T.Y. Hilton and Nyheim Hines had good games last week, but I think that was a fluke, to be honest. Never trusted Nyheim Hines in my life. And T.Y. Hilton is just not the same player he used to be. So
right.
I really can't trust him. And then, of course, the big news, no more Will Fuller. I mean, just couldn't stand prosperity. He was on his way to the top, and just like that, he's gone.
Still can't play a full season.
Right. One way or another.
And then, I'll let you guys talk about the wide receivers. I'll let you guys dive deeper into that. And Duke Johnson, way to ruin my Thanksgiving. I put him on.
I told y'all, man.
He was playing terrible, and all of a sudden he's catching 40-yard bombs over the shoulder. I mean,
you make me sick. Is what
I know. For the record, he still only rushed for 34 yards in that game, which is what we were expecting. We just were not expecting that play right there. So
yeah, man.
Even though I think he's still gonna get to play a little bit this week. I just don't like any Texans running backs. The Colts are pretty good against the run, and Duke Johnson is not Derrick Henry, so I don't give them a shot. I don't think they're gonna play well. I think Fuller being out is really gonna hurt them. So I'm not really a big fan of anybody on the Texans this week.
I feel you on this one. Now, if you are desperate at tight end, which a lot of us are, I would not be opposed to starting Jordan Akins because I think the Colts defense is going to be really tough on Brandon Cooks and the wide receiver core. And whenever shorthanded, Deshaun Watson has not been shy about trying to get the ball to the tight ends, especially in the red zone. So I could see a possibility that Jordan Akins could get you a touchdown in this game. So that's all I got.
Yeah. That's all I got.
I would also say I got one more, but that's not all I got. I also do not trust Nyheim Hines, just like EJ said. With Jonathan Taylor, sounds like he's coming back. I actually would start him in this game because Houston's run defense is terrible. And they're really trying to make Jonathan Taylor a thing. He has been awful for most of the season, but they're really, really trying. So I think they'll continue to feed him the ball. I think he'll get a good 17 carries in this game, and that'll be enough to get a strong performance there. That's it.
Got it. All right, really quickly, Rams and Cardinals. Um, this week, just gotta continue to give props to my man Robert Woods. He's quietly just really good. He like never. I feel like I never heard him talk in my life. He just goes out there and he balls. And even though they haven't played each other yet this year, I was looking it up, and he owned the Cardinals last year. He had something like 20 catches for like 240 yards against them last year. So really like Robert Woods this week. And I still think you could play Cup and Reynolds. I just don't like them as much as I have earlier in the season because it seems like Woods is starting to like hit kind of like his stride. So I think they still both have a good floor, but I like Woods the best. I, however, do not like Goff as much in this game. Actually, I was looking into this. Arizona actually has a decent defense. They're ninth in the league in sacks, so they can put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. And one of the things that I think could hurt Goff, they're actually fifth in terms of like the percentage of red zone touchdowns that they allow. So I think, he's had, some plays, where his receivers have scored on some long, touchdowns. But just given the fact that they, get pressure, they're tough, to score against in the red zone, I think this is going to hurt Goff a little bit this week. And I did not like the way he played last week either. So I don't necessarily know that he's going to be able to bounce back. And then just going to the other side of the ball really quickly. I think the Cardinals are going to continue to struggle as well. Rams, really good defense. Think they're number 2 in terms of opposer passing rating and also number 1 in yards per attempt that they allow. So I think it's going to be really tough for Kyler Murray. And DeAndre Hopkins is going to have to see a lot of Jalen Ramsey. With that being said, I like Christian Kirk this week. Hasn't really had a
Of
good
course.
hasn't had a really good game since like about week 9, but he's still getting at least like 6 targets in the last 5 games. So, the volume of throws is going to be there. It's just, is he going to catch it and is he going to do anything with it? And Kenyon Drake, I'm really, I don't know, iffy on him this week. The Rams, again, got a good defense, but he's really, their only viable option in terms of the run. So I think off of volume, he could be a good flex. It's just that Rams defense is tough. And last week, even though they lost to the 49ers, none of the 49ers running backs, I think, went over for 45 yards. So you're probably going to have a tough out, trying to run the ball against them.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. No, I completely agree with you on that one. It's going to be a tough game for the Cardinals offense, especially with Kyler Murray apparently banged up as well. So it's going to be a tough one. Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm also not starting any Rams running backs as usual. Yeah.
That Cam Akers game, he had like 80 yards and a touchdown. Not happening again.
Yeah, we don't know who it's going to be still. So nope. Nope.
Yep.
All right, well, that wraps things up for part 1 of our week 13 starts and sits. Make sure to tune in for part 2. Make sure to follow us on social media. We are on Twitter and Instagram and OnlyFans.
Apparently.
Make sure to like and subscribe. And y'all got any parting words?
Link in my bio, man. Just link it.
All right. Well, until next time, we will holla at you. Peace.